Hey, what's up, guys? Eyes open in California here. So today is Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022. And during the wee hours of the morning this morning, I woke up from a crazy dream. And I still rightfully am trying to understand what I was looking at. So the dream goes like this. It's nighttime. I'm by myself. I'm tired. I'm hungry. And I'm filthy. And I'm terrified. And I'm running on this plateau in the hill country. There's like this plateau that has like rural homes scattered on top of this plateau. And I had a knowing that there was a ledge a couple hundred yards to my left, and over that edge was a drop off that went down to a valley. That's what was down that drop off. So me and a whole bunch of people are on top of this ledge somehow trying to survive. But rather than working with each other, everybody was we were all trying to kill each other. Every time someone saw you could rest assured that they were going to try to kill you. So I'm running, and there's people shooting at each other over here, and there's people shooting at each other over there, and I'm like, there's no place for me to go. I can't go that way. I can't go that way. I can't go off the ledge. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I ran up in this house, and I tried to hide there, and I was like exhausted, as if like my internal timer was telling me it was time to shut down. Either I'm going to find a place to sleep, or I'm just going to collapse. Like, that's how exhausted I was. And even when I woke up, I couldn't even wake up and walk out here to the dining room, or to this, whatever this room is, to write down what my dream was, which is what I normally do when I have a dream like this, so I don't forget any details. But I was very exhausted in the dream, and it carried over to when I awoke. So I I'm hiding in this house. It's nighttime. I'm on this plateau. There's gunshots going all around, and at some point in time, a group of men breached the front door of this house that I was hiding in, and I somehow escaped them. I didn't fight with them or nothing. I went out a window or something, and then I took off running through the night. And when I say running, I mean I was moving, and I'm just running through the night, and I'm like, I got to get out of here. And I got this pistol, and I put it in my waistband, and I'm running, running, running. And the only thing that I could think in my mind, I was thinking, I need to lay down and get at least an hour of sleep. I need to, my body needs that. I need to reboot, if you will. But I had this fear because I was by myself. I had this fear of being caught out in the open. I had this fear of passing out due to exhaustion out in the open, because I didn't want to give away my position in case I started snoring. That was the fear that was in my mind. I was terrified of people hearing me snoring in my sleep, because I knew that I would not wake up. I knew that somebody would walk up and kill me. So I was terrified of that. And that's the only thing that was going through my mind, was that I'm alone. I can't fall asleep out in the open, or they're going to hear me and they're going to kill me. And but I don't know if I was afraid of being killed by animals or by people, or all of the above. I was just terrified of falling asleep in the open and snoring. That was like my deepest fear. So I ended up running into this house. I ran to this house. There was nobody there. I ran into it. I ran under the bed. I grabbed my pistol. I pulled it out of my waistband. And I was like, very, very, in a very paranoid fashion, was monitoring the doorways until I eventually fell asleep. Then I woke up in the middle of the night, or the night in the dream. In the dream, I woke up in the dream, and there's gunshots going on still. I could still hear people yelling and screaming and fighting going on. It was sporadic, but I didn't want to be outside. But then I started hearing people's voices passing by the house. So I woke up, and I started to notice that there's like an orange and yellowish glow to the night, like it's glowing, and I'm like, what in the world is that? So I ran outside of the house, and as I run outside, there's people running by me. They're not even trying to kill me. They're just running by me, running from something. And I'm like, what are they running from? So I turned around and I looked towards the direction of the ledge. Remember I told you I was on a plateau? I looked towards that ledge, and I'm going to try to explain what I saw in words. Um, imagine, imagine that there's a big vacuum in the sky, but there's nothing there. But that vacuum effect is happening. I knew that off of that ledge, a couple thousand feet below me, there was some sort of a city, right? But it was a really, really far drop off. And everybody that was up on that plateau, we all knew better than to be down in that city. That city was worse. So we're up here on the plateau. I'm starting to see objects floating up from the valley into my view as if something in the sky is sucking everything up. I saw, and everything that was being sucked up, everything that came up over that ledge to where I could see it, everything was engulfed in flames. Everything. Every object that was being sucked into the air, that was levitating into the air higher and higher, every object was engulfed in flames. And it was like, it was, as I'm looking at it from my right to my left, this force that was making everything levitate and engulf in flames, whatever that was, it was moving from my right to my left, and it was sucking everything up in its path. Everything was floating up like this as it was coming towards me, and I'm like, what in the world is that? So then but I can't explain, words can't explain this effect that I was looking at enough. Like, it was very glittery, it was very like sparkly. It was like, everything had like glitter. Every object was very glittery, and it was engulfed in flames, and there was people levitating, and they were screaming, "Ugh!" On fire, and then poof, they would disappear. And then there was houses floating on fire, and it would disappear. This thing was erasing everything. This force was erasing everything. Everything was being sucked up and incinerated, and it was disappearing right in front of me. As it came over the plateau, it was still higher than me. All these objects ascended higher than the level that I was on, and they're floating, and there's people like this, and everybody's screaming, and everything is on fire. Like, it's like a wave of fire is going through the air. I don't even know how to explain that. And it just disappeared. Poof, just and just like nothing. Just on fire, people on fire, screaming, being raised up in the air, and then poof, it just disappeared. So this force is getting closer to me, and I took off running. And as I took off running, I noticed that I'm running next to another man. And as we're both running for our life from this thing, I pulled out my pistol, and I still tried to shoot him, and I had no bullets. And then I woke up. So that's what I dreamt this morning. It seemed like it was the last day on earth, is what it seemed like. That's exactly what it seemed like. It's like it's written, this world is saved for fire. I saw the thing. I saw the thing. I saw the process of what this fire does There was no hiding from it. It sucked up everything, houses, cars, people. It sucked up everything in its path, got sucked up, engulfed, and it was engulfed. By the time I saw it, everything was engulfed in flames. I don't know what was happening down in that valley, but by the time I saw it at the level that I was at, everything was engulfed in flames, smoldering and glittery and smoky, with this really brilliant, glittery, red, orangish, yellowish light. And it was like a wave. It was just everything as this force was getting there, it was just a wave. Everything was getting disappeared. Everything disappeared. It was crazy. It was like it was like a big cleansing vacuum that was just going to incinerate everything. Everything was levitating. There was no electromagnetism keeping everything down on the ground. Um, Everything was just levitating. So, anyways, that's what I dreamt last night, and the hours leading up to that fire event, everybody was trying to kill everybody. It was everybody against everybody, and I was just exhausted, like super exhausted, as if like there was a timer inside my body saying, "You have 12 more minutes of movement in you," and once that time is up, wherever you are, that's where your body's going to fall. You're going to sleep. That's basically how tired I was. Um, and then when I was running with that dude next to me, the only thought I had in my mind was, I got to shoot this guy. This guy's going to kill me. So whoever I was in the dream was desperate to still, almost to his very last breath, was desperate to try to kill everybody. Like that's how like dire that situation was. That was the last day on earth. That's that's what that was. Okay, so I want to share my screen. I was just looking up I was just looking up some precepts I wanted to share. So I just queried the word fire, right? Because I'm telling you, I saw the fire. John chapter 15, verse 6. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. Pretty sure that's what I saw. So here, skip on down. We'll skip past Paul's lies and Luke's false testimony. All right. 2 Peter 3:7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 12. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And this is what I saw. I saw everything on fire, and everything was melting. The houses, the cars, everything was just poof, disappearing. That's uh that's what I dreamt last night. God showed me the cleansing of the world. God showed me what that was going to look like. And I was terrified of it. Whoever I was in a dream, I was terrified of it. So, anyways, that's what I dreamt last night. Everything, it's like electromagnetism is going to be under. I can't even wrap my mind around what I saw. I'm telling you, I can't wrap my mind around what I saw. Everything was levitating on fire, sparkly, smoky, screaming, and everything was just disappearing, just poof, vapor. Anyways, his eyes open in California. Thank you. God bless you.